part was not entrusting himself to anyone or trusting himself to any man, because he knew all men. Meaning, as God, he knows what's in the heart of all men, and that we are fickle, in a sense, untrustworthy. And he only entrusted himself to God the Father. And as the servant, it makes total sense that he would say and do such a thing. And so the main point is, Jesus he can't make this prophecy and not lie if he doesn't raise himself from the dead. And the idea behind the resurrection is it is a Trinitarian work. John chapter 2 and John 10 says that Jesus raised himself from the dead. Ephesians chapter 1 and other places say that God the Father raised Christ from the dead. And Romans chapter 8 says that the Spirit raised Christ from the dead. And so I'll just stick with, of course, the second person of the Trinity, and then ask you all, how do you understand Jesus declaring and prophesying that he would raise himself from the dead after 3 days, which for sure it happened?
Thank you, Chris. Okay, Nazam, when you're ready, my friend, do you want to give us some sort of riposte to Chris's points, please?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate you bringing up those points, especially on Easter weekend. Yeah, so when it comes to the temple or even the mosque in Mecca, Muslims regard the blood, or like the the spilling or shedding of innocent blood, to be more valuable or more important than the temple itself or the mosque in Mecca. So we believe human life is sacred, and saving and preserving human life is more important than say the Kaaba being destroyed. So for us, this wouldn't be a divine claim. Muslims don't claim that that Jesus, peace be upon him, was just a human being. We do claim that he was more than just a man. He was also God's chosen prophet. God chose him to be his messenger. So he is above the Kaaba, he as well as the temple in Jerusalem in Muslim theology belief. And with regards to Jesus saying that he will raise up himself, this is according to John, the authority which is given to him by God the Father. Because if we go to Hebrews chapter 5 verse 7, there it tells you how Jesus will raise himself up. It's by praying to the one who is able to save him from death. And God heard his prayer, and as a result, God raises him from the dead. So Jesus raising himself comes about by Jesus praying to God. It doesn't, in Hebrews 5:7, it doesn't actually say the Father. It just says that he prayed to the one who was able to save him from death, and God heard his prayer because of his God consciousness. So that would be my initial response. But feel free, anyone else, to chip in.
Okay, we'll give Chris one more little chance to respond before we get to